The Galactic Council chamber was the largest room Ambassador Jiho had ever seen. The ceiling stretched so high that clouds formed near the top. Thousands of seats filled the massive space, each one holding a different kind of alien. Some had scales, others had fur. A few were just floating balls of light. Jiho stood in the center of it all, feeling very small. He wore his best black suit and had spent hours making sure he looked perfect. This was humanity's big moment. After 200 years of being told no, Earth finally had a chance to join the Galactic Military Alliance. Next to him, his assistant Yunji shifted nervously. She was young, only 25, with short black hair and sharp eyes. This was her first time seeing so many alien species at once. "Stay calm," Jiho whispered to her. "Remember your training." A deep humming sound filled the chamber. Every alien stopped talking and turned to look at the main platform. There, a being made of pure blue energy appeared. It had no real shape, just a glowing form that kept changing like water. "I am Supreme Adjudicator Velthax," the being said. Its voice came from everywhere at once. "We gather today to hear the human request to join our military forces." Jiho stepped forward and bowed. "Thank you, Supreme Adjudicator. I am Ambassador Jiho of Earth. We come asking for the right to help protect the galaxy." A ripple of whispers went through the crowd. Some aliens looked worried. Others seemed angry. Velthax pulsed brighter. "Ambassador Jiho, your species has asked this many times before. Each time we have said no. Why should this time be different?" Jiho had practiced this speech 100 times. "Supreme Adjudicator, humanity has changed. We are not the same species we were 2 centuries ago. We have learned peace. We have joined the Galactic Trade Network. We follow all council laws. Now we wish to help defend the innocent." From the left side of the chamber, something moved. A huge insect-like creature stood up. It had 4 legs, 2 arms, and a head like a praying mantis. Its shell was dark green and reflected the light. "I object," the creature said. Its voice sounded like clicking and buzzing, but the translator made it clear. "I am Ambassador Crix of the Thrakari Empire. The humans must not be allowed to fight. They must never be allowed to fight." Jiho turned to face the insect alien. "Ambassador Crix, with respect, we only wish to help. Earth has advanced weapons and brave soldiers. We can—" "That is exactly the problem," Crix interrupted. His antennae waved angrily. "You humans don't understand real warfare. You are too extreme." "Extreme?" Jiho asked. He kept his voice calm, but inside he felt confused. "I don't understand." From another section, a different alien stood. This one looked like a giant snake with arms. Its scales were silver and its eyes were bright yellow. "I am Silvex of the Altarian systems," the snake being said. "Perhaps the human does not know his own history. Shall we remind him?" Velthax made a gesture with its energy form. "The council will hear the evidence. Ambassador Crix, you may present your case." Crix clicked his mandibles, which Jiho had learned meant the alien was thinking. 200 years ago, humans first met hostile aliens. Does the ambassador know what happened? Jiho nodded. "The Zephyrian Empire attacked our colony. We defended ourselves." "Defended?" Crix made a sound like laughing, but not happy laughing. "You did more than defend. You showed the galaxy what humans really are." The center of the chamber lit up. A hologram appeared, showing old video footage. Jiho recognized it from history class, the first alien attack on a human colony. "This is Kepler 442b, Crix explained. "A small human mining colony, 150 colonists. When the Zephyrians attacked, you had no real weapons, no warships, no army. The video showed alien ships bombing the colony. Buildings exploded, people ran for shelter. It looked hopeless. Any normal species would have surrendered," Crix continued. "The Zephyrians had 50 warships. You had mining equipment. The smart choice was to give up." Jiho watched the video change. Now it showed the colonists fighting back. But they weren't using normal weapons. They had turned mining lasers into guns. They had made bombs from fuel tanks. Even farming robots became weapons. But humans don't make the smart choice. Crick said, "You make the crazy choice. Look what your people did." The video showed something that made even Jiho uncomfortable. The colony's leader, a woman, had turned the entire fusion power plant into a giant bomb. She waited until the alien ground forces were close, then set it off. The explosion destroyed half the colony and all the alien troops. She killed herself to kill her enemies, Crick said, and she smiled while doing it. This is not normal warfare. This is insanity. Velthax pulsed thoughtfully. Ambassador Jiho, how do you explain this? Jiho took a deep breath. He had to be careful with his words. They were protecting their home. They had no choice. No choice? Another alien stood up. This one looked like a jellyfish floating in the air. There is always a choice. Surrender is a choice. Your people chose mutual destruction instead. They chose freedom, Jiho said. Is that wrong? It's not about right or wrong, Velthax said. It's about method. Show the Tau Ceti footage. The hologram changed. Now it showed a space station under attack by pirates. Jiho knew this story too, though he wished he didn't. The siege of Tau Ceti, Crix explained. Marauder clan pirates. Attacking a research station. 80 scientists from 12 different species. The station had already surrendered. Then one human cargo ship arrived. The video showed a single human ship facing an entire pirate fleet. Any sensible captain would have run away. Instead, the human ship attacked. Captain Hyun Woo, Crick said, the name like it was a curse. He turned his own ship into a weapon, flew it into the enemy at maximum speed, killed himself, his crew, and destroyed the pirate command ship. He saved the station, Jiho pointed out. He started a suicide war, Crick shouted. Other human ships in the system saw what he did. They copied him. Cargo ships, mining vessels, even hospital ships. They all turned themselves into weapons. The pirates ran away in terror. The chamber was very quiet now. Every alien was staring at Jiho. This is why we cannot let humans fight, Velthax said. You don't follow the rules of war. You don't care about survival. You turn everything into a weapon, including yourselves. Jiho felt sweat on his forehead. He looked at Yunji, who seemed just as shocked as the aliens. We were just trying to survive, Jiho said weakly. No, Sylvex said. The snake aliens' eyes narrowed. You were trying to win at any cost, even if that cost was everything. That terrifies us. But we've changed, Jiho insisted. That was centuries ago. Modern humans have the same DNA, Crix interrupted. The same instincts. The same willingness to die if it means your enemy dies too. This is why Article 97 exists. This is why humans can never join our military. Velthax raised one energy tendril. The Council will now review all evidence. Ambassador Jiho, prepare your defense. This trial has just begun. As the chamber lights dimmed for a break, Jiho turned to Yunji. Did you know about this? He asked. She shook her head, eyes wide. They didn't teach us this in school, not like this. Jiho looked around at the thousands of aliens all watching him with fear or suspicion. He had come here thinking humans were heroes waiting to help the galaxy. Now he wondered if they saw something else entirely. Something dangerous. Something that should never be let off its leash. The break was over too quickly. Jiho barely had time to drink some water before the lights came back on. The aliens returned to their seats, all eyes on the human delegation. Supreme Adjudicator Velthax floated higher, its blue energy form pulsing. We will now enter the archive. All delegates will witness the full truth of human warfare. The center of the chamber went dark. Then, like stars appearing in the night sky, thousands of tiny lights filled the space. They swirled and gathered, forming a giant display that everyone could see. Archive date, Earth year, 2187, a computer voice announced. First contact war, location, Kepler, 442b mining colony. The scene came to life. Jiho saw a small colony on a red planet. About 150 humans lived there, mining rare metals. The buildings were simple but strong. Children played in sealed playgrounds. It looked peaceful. Then the sky turned dark. Zephyrian Empire battle fleet arriving, the computer said. 50 warships, 8,000 soldiers. The alien ships were huge and silver, shaped like giant spears. They hung in the sky like metal clouds. A message played through the colony's speakers. Humans, you dig in sacred Zephyrian ground. Leave now or die. The colony's leader appeared on screen. Jiho leaned forward. The history books mentioned her name, Captain Min Wu, a former Earth Force pilot who retired to become a miner. Min Wu was talking to his security chief, a woman named So Young. She had short hair and oil stains on her uniform. They looked worried but not scared. We can't leave, Min Wu said. The transport ships won't arrive for 3 weeks. Then we fight, So Young replied. Ambassador Crix made a clicking sound. Watch, carefully, human. This is where your people showed their true nature. The Zephyrians attacked without warning. Energy beams cut through buildings. Bombs fell like rain. But instead of panicking, the colonists moved with strange calm. Jiho watched So Young run to the mining facility. She wasn't going for weapons. They didn't have any real weapons. She went for the tools. Computer, show detail view, Velthax commanded. The image zoomed in. So Young was working with incredible speed. She took mining lasers and rewired them. The tools meant for cutting rock became weapons. She turned ore processors into bomb makers. Even the robot trucks became remote-controlled rams. In 20 minutes, Crick said, one human woman turned a mining facility into an arsenal. This is not normal behavior. The battle began. The Zephyrians landed their ground troops, tall blue aliens in perfect armor carrying advanced weapons. They marched in formation toward the colony. The humans didn't march. They hid. They waited. They attacked from shadows. Jiho watched a mining laser, now a weapon, cut through alien armor. He saw robot trucks packed with explosives drive into enemy formations. The colonists fought like they had trained for this their whole lives. But they hadn't. They were just miners and their families. Show colony reactor, Crix commanded. The view changed. Deep underground, more humans were working. They had opened the colony's fusion reactor, the machine that gave the colony power. They were doing something to it. What are they doing? A small furry alien asked from the audience. Watch, Crix said grimly. The humans had turned their life-giving reactor into the biggest bomb possible. They knew it would destroy half the colony. They knew many humans would die. They did it anyway. Captain Min Wu appeared on the colony's emergency broadcast. His face was calm. All colonists to deep shelters. Reactor team, you have 5 minutes. The scene showed the reactor team, 6 humans who stayed behind to arm the bomb. They knew they would die. One of them, a young man, was actually smiling as he worked. Why is he smiling? An alien voice asked. He's about to die. Because, Velthax said slowly, he's about to take his enemies with him. The Zephyrian ground commander appeared on screen. He was sending a message to his fleet. The humans fight like mad animals. They fear nothing. The transmission cut off. The reactor exploded. The explosion was so bright the display dimmed automatically. When the image cleared, half the colony was gone. So were all the Zephyrian ground forces. 3 of their landed ships were destroyed. The colony had lost its power plant, its main buildings, and 43 people. But the enemy had lost much more. The Zephyrians retreated that day. Crick said, not because they were losing. They still had superior forces. They retreated because they were terrified. The archive shifted. New words appeared. Zephyrian after-action report. A blue alien face appeared, scarred and tired-looking. Humans are not like other species. They do not calculate survival odds. They do not value their own lives properly. They will destroy themselves to destroy you. Recommendation: never engage humans in ground combat. Ever. The chamber was silent. Ji-ho felt Eunji grab his arm. Her hand was shaking. But this was just one battle, Ji-ho said. His voice sounded weak even to himself. Maybe these colonists were special. Let us test that theory, Velthax said. Archive. Show Mars defense, Earth year 2190. The display changed. Now it showed Earth's red neighbor, Mars. A human fleet was defending against raiders, criminals from multiple species who wanted to steal Earth technology. Ji-ho knew this battle. Earth won. The raiders never came back. But he had never seen the actual footage. The human fleet was outnumbered 3-1. Normal tactics said they should retreat, wait for reinforcements. Instead, the human admiral gave an order that made several aliens in the chamber gasp. All ships, remove safety. Protocols, overload weapons, ignore heat warnings. The human ships started glowing red. Their weapons fired so fast the barrels began to melt. The ships themselves started breaking apart from the stress. But they kept fighting. One human destroyer, its engine failing, its weapons destroyed, did something impossible. It flew straight at the largest raider ship and detonated its own power core. Suicide run, Crick said. Your people have a name for it. You've been doing it throughout your history. More examples played. Human colonies using weather control systems as weapons. Human cargo crews fighting pirates with improvised tools. Human children, building trap systems during an invasion of a school station. Every story was the same. Humans never surrendered. They always found a way to fight. They always chose mutual destruction over defeat. Now do you understand? Velthax asked. Your species doesn't know when to stop. You don't follow the rules that keep warfare civilized. Ji-ho's mind was spinning. He had learned human history in school, but not like this. The teachers talked about brave defenders and clever tactics. They didn't talk about the insane willingness to die. But we win, Ji-ho said finally. We protect our people. Yes, Sylvex, the snake alien, said. And that terrifies everyone. You win by being willing to lose everything. No other species fights this way. Ambassador Crick stood up fully, his insect body towering over the human delegation. This is why Article 97 exists. This is why humans must never be allowed in military service. You don't just defeat enemies, you traumatize them. Some species have never recovered from fighting humans. The archive began showing more recent footage. Human merchant ships ramming pirates. Human colonists poisoning their own water supply to stop invaders. Even human doctors using medical equipment as weapons. Every human is a potential warrior, Velthax observed. Your farmers, your teachers, your children, all ready to fight and die. This is not normal. This is not safe. Ji-ho looked at the faces around him. Thousands of aliens from hundreds of species. All of them looked afraid. Not of what humans had done, but of what humans might do. We just want to help, Ji-ho said quietly. That, Velthax replied, is what scares us most. The archive dimmed, but the silence in the chamber grew heavier. Ji-ho could feel thousands of eyes watching him. Beside him, Eunji had gone very pale. A new alien stood up. This one looked like it was made of glass, its body clear and shimmering. Light bent strangely when it moved. I am Ambassador Dalshin of the Vortanian Confederacy, the glass being said. Its voice sounded like wind chimes. The Kepler colony was not unique. Shall we discuss the siege of Tau Ceti? Ji-ho's stomach dropped. He had heard about Tau Ceti in history class, but only as a great victory. The way these aliens talked about it made it sound like something else. Please proceed, Velthax said. The archive activated again. This time it showed a research station, floating in space. The station was beautiful. A giant wheel spinning slowly, with gardens visible through huge windows. Tau Ceti Research Station, Dalshin explained. Built by 12 species working together. 80 scientists studying dark matter. A place of peace and learning. The image changed. Now pirate ships surrounded the station. Ugly vessels covered in weapons and armor. Their hulls were painted with symbols of death. The Marauder clans, Dalshin continued. The worst pirates in the galaxy. They wanted the station's research. They wanted the scientists as slaves. The station's commander appeared on screen, a tall, thin alien with pale green skin. He was speaking to the pirate leader. "We surrender," the commander said. "Take what you want. Just don't hurt anyone." The pirate leader laughed. It was an ugly sound. "You will work for us now. All of you. Forever." Jiho watched the pirates begin boarding the station. The scientists didn't resist. They had already given up. It was the logical choice when facing such overwhelming force. Then a new ship appeared on the edge of the screen. "Human cargo vessel Far Horizon," the computer announced. "Captain, Hyunwoo. Crew, 8. Cargo, mining equipment." Dalshin made a sound like breaking glass. "Watch what one human ship did. Watch and understand why we fear you." The cargo ship was small and old. It had no weapons. Any sensible captain would have jumped to hyperspace and run away. But the human captain opened a channel to the station. "This is Captain Hyunwoo. I'm here to help evacuate civilians." The station commander responded quickly. "No, we've surrendered. The pirates have agreed to spare our lives if we work for them. Don't interfere." On the screen, Jiho could see the human captain's face. Hyunwoo was young, maybe 30. He had kind eyes. Those eyes changed when he heard the word slaves. "You agreed to become slaves?" Hyunwoo asked. "To live, yes," the commander replied. "Please, leave before they capture you too." The human captain turned to his crew. The archive somehow picked up their conversation. "They're going to enslave civilians," Hyunwoo said. "Scientists, peaceful people. We can't fight pirates, Captain," his engineer replied. She was an older woman with gray hair. "We have no weapons." Hyunwoo smiled. It wasn't a happy smile. "We have engines, and we have mining charges." The crew looked at each other. One by one, they nodded. "This is insane," Dalshin said to the chamber. 8 humans in an unarmed ship. The pirates had a dreadnought and 15 attack vessels. The humans should have run. Instead, Hyunwoo sent a message to the pirate flagship. "Marauder Commander, this is the human vessel Far Horizon. Change your terms, no slavery, let the civilians go or face the consequences." The chamber filled with the sound of pirate laughter. Even watching the recording, Jiho could feel their mockery. "Consequences?" The pirate leader sneered. "You have no weapons, human. You are nothing." "I have a ship," Hyunwoo replied. "And I have a choice." What happened next made several aliens in the chamber gasp. The human cargo ship began accelerating. Not away from the pirates. Toward them. Straight at the enemy dreadnought. "Maximum thrust," Hyunwoo ordered. "All safety protocols off." The pirates tried to shoot the cargo ship, but it was too small, too fast. It kept coming. "He's going to ram them," a 4-armed alien whispered in the chamber. "Impact in 60 seconds, the human engineer reported. "Captain, we could still—" "No," Hyunwoo said. "If we let them take slaves, we're not human anymore." The cargo ship hit the pirate dreadnought at incredible speed. Both ships vanished in a ball of fire that briefly outshone the system's sun. The pirate fleet froze. Their commander was dead. Their strongest ship was gone, and it was done by one small cargo vessel. Then something worse happened. "Human ships entering system," the computer announced. "Count, 7, class civilian." More cargo, ships, a passenger liner, 2 mining vessels, even a hospital ship. All human, all civilian, none armed. The lead ship broadcast a message. "This is Captain Minjung. We heard Captain Hyunwoo's last transmission. We're here to finish what he started." The pirates outnumbered the humans 2-1. They had real warships, the humans had civilian vessels. The smart move would be to negotiate. Instead, every human ship began accelerating toward the pirates. "No," Jiho whispered, watching the recording. "Yes," Dalshin said. "Watch your people's madness." The hospital ship, a vessel meant to save lives, rammed a pirate destroyer. The passenger liner, full of families traveling to colonies, threw itself at a pirate cruiser. Each impact was a mutual death. The pirates started screaming on their radios. Not battle cries, actual screams of terror. "They're all insane," a pirate captain shouted. "Every human is insane. Retreat, retreat." The remaining pirates fled. They left behind their captured loot, their enslaved prisoners, everything. They ran from 7 civilian ships that chose death over allowing slavery. The archive paused. The chamber was deathly quiet. 53 humans died that day, Dalshin said. They were not soldiers. They were traders, miners, doctors, families with children. But when they heard about slavery, they all made the same choice. Ambassador Crix clicked his claws on the floor. The Marauder clans never raided human space again. Ever. They still tell stories about the siege of Tau Ceti. They use it to frighten their children. Jiho finally found his voice. They saved the station. They freed the scientists. By committing mass suicide attacks. Dalshin's glass body flashed with color. No other species does this. When we face superior force, we surrender. We negotiate. We survive. Humans choose mutual annihilation. Velthax floated lower, closer to Jiho. Do you know what the Marauder leader said before he died? His last transmission? Jiho shook his head. He said, "The humans don't fear death. They use it as a weapon. Keep them away from war, or they'll teach the galaxy how to die." Another alien spoke up, a creature that looked like a living cloud. After Tau Ceti, 17 different pirate clans made a formal agreement. They would never, ever attack anything human. The risk was too great. You see? Crick said. Your people don't just win battles, you traumatize entire civilizations. You make warfare itself into something terrifying. Jiho looked at the frozen image in the archive. 7 civilian ships had changed galactic history, not through superior weapons or tactics, but through a willingness to die for principle. We just wanted to help, Jiho said weakly. That's what Captain Hyunwoo said, Dalshin replied. And look what his help accomplished. 53 dead humans, a traumatized pirate fleet, and a galaxy that learned to fear human involvement in any conflict. Yunji finally spoke. Her voice was small. But slavery is wrong. Every alien in the chamber turned to look at her. Yes, Velthax said slowly. Slavery is wrong, but most species would find another way to fight it. Only humans would turn themselves into living weapons. Only humans would make death itself a strategy. This is why Article 97 exists, Crix added. Not because you are weak, because you are too ready to die, and that readiness makes you the most dangerous species in the galaxy. The chamber grew quiet again. Jiho stood in the center, feeling the weight of thousands of alien eyes. His assistant Yunji stayed close to him, her hands shaking slightly. Supreme Adjudicator Velthax pulsed with a deeper blue light. Ambassador, Jiho, do you begin to understand now? It's not that we doubt human courage. It's that human warfare violates every principle of civilized conflict. Jiho's throat felt dry. I'm trying to understand. But these were extreme situations. Our people were protecting innocence. From the upper levels, a new voice spoke. May I explain further? Everyone looked up. The speaker was unlike any alien Jiho had seen. It looked like a sphere of living crystal, with lights dancing inside its body. When it spoke, its whole form vibrated. I am Zenith Prima of the Logic Collective, the crystal being said. We are a species of pure thought. We have studied human psychology for 2 centuries. We know why you fight as you do. Please, share your findings, Velthax said. Zenith Prima floated down to the main floor. Humans have a unique trait. You bond with ideas as strongly as you bond with people. Freedom, justice, protection of the weak. These become as real to you as family. Jiho nodded slowly. Yes, we call them principles. Exactly. And you will die for these principles as readily as you would die for your children. No other species does this. Ambassador Sylvex, the snake alien, slithered forward. But all species have values. We all believe in justice. Yes, Zenith Prima agreed. But when faced with death, most species choose survival. You prioritize survival of your species, your family, yourself. This is logical. This is how evolution works. The crystal being turned to Jiho. But humans are different. You will die for strangers if it serves your principles. You will sacrifice your entire crew to prevent slavery. You will destroy your own colony to stop invaders. This is not logical. This is not normal evolution. Jiho felt confused. But isn't it good to stand up for what's right? Define good, Zenith Prima said. Is it good when a human cargo captain kills himself and his crew to destroy pirates? 8 lives lost, is that good? He saved the scientists from slavery, Yunji said quietly. Yes. And traumatized an entire pirate civilization. They still have nightmares about humans. Some of their children are born with an instinctive fear of your species. Is that good? The chamber stirred with murmurs. Jiho had never thought about it that way. Velthax moved closer. This is what we mean, Ambassador. Humans don't just defeat enemies. You break their minds. You make war itself into something horrifying. Show them the Proxima incident, Crix clicked. Let them see what human defensive warfare really means. The archive lit up again. This time it showed a human colony under attack by a species called the Vectar. The attackers were using non-lethal weapons, stun beams, sleep gas, paralysis fields. The Vectar wanted to relocate the humans, Crix explained. They needed the planet for their expanding population. They could have killed the colonists, but chose to move them peacefully. Jiho watched the recording. The Vectar were being surprisingly gentle. They stunned humans carefully, transported them safely, even made sure families stayed together. Then the human response began. Colony Defense Protocol 7, a computer voice announced. Scorched Earth authorized. The colonists began destroying everything. Not just military targets, everything. They poisoned the water supply. They released radioactive materials into the soil. They introduced deadly viruses into the ecosystem. They're destroying their own world, an alien gasped in the chamber. If we can't have it, no one can. Crix translated. A human phrase. They made their beautiful colony planet uninhabitable for 1,000 years, rather than let another species live there. The recording showed the Vectar commander, a being with 6 eyes and gentle movements. He was crying. At least, that's what it looked like. Why? The commander asked over the communication channel. We weren't killing you, we were relocating you. Why destroy a whole world? The human colony leader, an old man with hard eyes, replied, This is our home. If we can't live here, no one will. Madness, the Vectar commander whispered. Absolute madness. The archive showed the aftermath. A dead world, poisoned oceans, radioactive continents. The Vectar left, not because they were defeated, but because they were horrified. The Vectar never expanded again, Velthax said. That was their last attempt at colonization. One encounter with human defense ended their entire expansionist culture. Jiho felt sick. But they were taking our home. By force, yes, Zenith Prima said, but without killing. Most species would negotiate, perhaps fight conventionally. Only humans would destroy a planet rather than lose it. We have a saying, Dalshin added, his glass body flickering. When humans say, over my dead body, they mean it literally, and they'll take everyone else with them. Ambassador Crix stepped forward, his insect eyes focused on Jiho. Do you know what the galaxy calls human military doctrine? Jiho shook his head. Mutually assured destruction. You even have an acronym for it. MAD. You name your military strategies after insanity. But it works, Yunji said, surprising everyone. No one attacks us anymore. Because you terrify everyone. Crix's antennae waved wildly. Even your allies are afraid. Do you know how many species have secret protocols for if humans go mad? All of them, Velthax answered. Every single civilization in the Galactic Council has contingency plans for containing humans, just in case. Jiho felt his world spinning. He had come here thinking humans were heroes waiting to help the galaxy. Instead, he was learning that the galaxy saw them as barely controlled monsters. "We have a term in our language," Sylvek said. "Vexthera. It means the beast that guards by being too dangerous to unleash. That's what humans are to us." "I need you to understand something," Velthax said, floating directly in front of Jiho. "In galactic warfare, we have rules. We fight to disable, not destroy. We take prisoners. We spare civilians. We leave worlds habitable. These rules keep war from becoming extinction. But humans don't follow these rules," Zenith Prima added. "You fight to annihilate. You take no prisoners if it means compromise. You kill civilians if they're colonizing your worlds. You burn planets to deny them to enemies. You fight like the universe is ending," Dalshin said. "Every battle, every conflict, you treat it like the final war. No restraint, no tomorrow, just victory or death." Crix made a sound like sighing. "A human general once said war is hell. But you don't try to avoid hell. You dive into it, you drag your enemies with you. You turn warfare itself into something so terrible that no one wants to fight you." "The ghost deterrent," a small, furry alien whispered from the audience. "Yes," Velthax confirmed. "Humans are the galaxy's ghost deterrent. The threat that's too scary to actually use. Your very existence prevents wars because everyone knows that if humans get involved, the conflict becomes a nightmare." Jiho finally understood. It hit him like a physical blow. "You're not keeping us out because we're weak. You're keeping us out because we're too intense." Now he gets it, Crix clicked. "Every species evolves to survive," Zenith Prima explained. "But humans evolved to ensure that if you don't survive, neither does your enemy. This makes you the most dangerous species in known space. Not because of your technology," Velthax added, "but because of your psychology. You're the only species that treats mutual destruction as a valid strategy." Jiho looked at Yunji. She seemed as shaken as he felt. Everything they had learned about human courage and determination, the galaxy saw it as insanity and terror. "So we're the monsters," Jiho said quietly. "No," Velthax pulsed gently. "You're the guardians, the ones too dangerous to use. The deterrent that keeps others from starting wars. Because everyone knows, unleash the humans and nobody wins." The chamber fell into a deep silence. Jiho stood there, finally understanding the truth. Humans weren't kept from war because they were weak. They were kept from war because they were too dangerous. Supreme Adjudicator Velthax floated back to the center platform. Its blue energy form pulsed slowly like a heartbeat. "Ambassador Jiho," Velthax said, "the council must now vote on your request. But first, do you have anything more to say?" Jiho looked around the massive chamber. Thousands of aliens watched him. Some looked afraid. Others looked sad. A few seemed almost sympathetic. He took a deep breath. "I understand now. We thought we were heroes. But to you, we're the monsters under the bed. The thing you threaten your children with. Not monsters," a new voice said. Everyone turned. In the highest section of the chamber, an ancient being sat up. It looked like a tree made of silver, with glowing leaves. Its voice was old and creaky. "I am Elder Thum of the First Circle," the tree being said. "I was here when humans first made contact. I voted for Article 97. Let me tell you why." The elder's branches swayed as it spoke. 300 years ago, the galaxy was different. War was common. Species fought over planets, resources, pride. Millions died every decade. The chamber listened intently. Elder Thum was legendary, one of the founders of the Galactic Council. Then humans arrived, the elder continued. "At first we thought you were just another young species. Violent, yes, but that could be trained out of you. We were wrong. Your first battle against the Zephyrians changed everything, not because you won. Many species win battles, but because of how you won. With no regard for survival. with improvised weapons, with suicide tactics. The elders' leaves rustled. Word spread quickly. A new species had arrived. A species that didn't fight to win, they fought to ensure mutual destruction. A species that would destroy planets rather than lose them. A species that treated death as a tool. The effect was immediate. 3 wars ended within months, not through treaty or victory, but through fear. The combatants were terrified that humans might get involved. Jiho felt confused. But we never threatened anyone. We just defended ourselves. Exactly, Elder Thum said. You never had to threaten. Your existence was threat enough. Every species that witnessed human warfare came to the same conclusion. Never give humans a reason to fight. Ambassador Crix clicked his claws. The Marauder clans stopped raiding. The Vectar stopped expanding. The Zephyrian Empire became pacifists. All because of what they saw humans do in self-defense. Don't you see? Elder Thum's voice grew stronger. Humans ended more conflicts by existing than the Council did through diplomacy. You became the ultimate peacekeepers by being too dangerous to provoke. Velthax drifted forward. This is why Article 97 was created. Not to punish humans, but to preserve the balance. Your reputation alone prevents wars. But if you actually joined military operations, the enemy would escalate to match human intensity. Zenith Prima finished. Every conflict would become total war. Every battle would risk planetary destruction. The casualties would be unimaginable. Jiho processed this slowly. So we're the nuclear option, the weapon you keep but never use. A crude analogy, Velthax said, but accurate. The galaxy maintains peace through the threat of human involvement. No species dares commit atrocities knowing that humanity might be unleashed. From the back of the chamber, a young alien spoke up. It looked like a dolphin with wings. But isn't that unfair to humans? Keeping them locked away? Elder Thum's branches bent forward. Is it unfair to keep a forest fire contained? Humans in warfare are like fire. Useful in theory, devastating in practice. They consume everything, including themselves. Yunji stepped forward. But we want to help. We want to protect people. You already do, Velthax replied. By existing. By being the consequence no one wants to face. In the past century, 17 major wars were prevented simply because one side suggested involving humans. The other side immediately sought peace. Dalshin's glass body chimed. We call it the human paradox. You keep peace by being too dangerous for war. You save lives by being willing to sacrifice everything. You protect the galaxy by being the threat we keep leashed. Jiho felt a strange mix of pride and sadness. So, we're prisoners of our own reputation? No, Elder Thum said firmly. You're the guardians of galactic peace. Every species in this chamber sleeps safely because somewhere in the galaxy humans exist, unchained, undefeated, and absolutely terrifying to anyone who might start a war. Velthax raised its energy tendrils. The Council will now vote on the human request to join the Galactic Military Alliance. All in favor? Not a single appendage, tentacle, or energy strand rose. All opposed? Every member of the Council raised their voting apparatus. The message was clear and unanimous. Jiho expected to feel disappointed. Instead, he felt understanding. Velthax spoke formally. The Council maintains Article 97. Humans shall not participate in galactic military operations. This law serves, not as punishment but as the foundation of our peace. Crix added, but know this, humans. Your sacrifice is recognized. You are denied the right to fight so that others need not face extinction. You are the price we pay for peace. Elder Thum's ancient voice filled the chamber one last time. There's an old Earth phrase, speak softly and carry a big stick. The galaxy has learned a new version, maintain peace and keep the humans leashed. Jiho looked at Yunji. She seemed to understand too. They had come seeking permission to be heroes. They were leaving with the knowledge that they already were, just not in the way they expected. We accept the Council's decision, Jiho said formally. Humanity will continue to serve as the galaxy's deterrent, the guardian that guards by being too dangerous to use. As the session concluded, aliens began filing out. Many paused to look at the human delegation. Their expressions had changed. The fear was still there, but now it mixed with respect, and perhaps gratitude. Sylvex slithered past and whispered, "Thank you for understanding, and thank you for being our nightmare. So, we don't have to face real ones." Outside the chamber, Yunji asked Jiho, "Should we be proud or ashamed?" Jiho watched alien children playing in the station's gardens, their parents relaxed and unafraid. "Neither. We should be grateful. We've been given the strangest honor in history, protecting the galaxy by agreeing not to fight." Above them, a massive screen displayed the Galactic Council's motto, "Peace through understanding." Below it, in smaller text, someone had added, "And through human deterrence." As they prepared to return to Earth, Jiho received a private message from Velthax. "The galaxy sleeps peacefully, Ambassador. Not despite your species' nature, but because of it. Humanity, the sword that keeps peace by remaining sheathed. The fire that warms by threatening to burn. The guardian that protects by being too dangerous to wake." Jiho smiled sadly. Humans would never fight in galactic wars, not because they were forbidden, but because their mere existence had already ended more conflicts than any army ever could. The most effective warriors, it turned out, were the ones who never had to fight at all. The galaxy had its peace, and humanity had its purpose, forever watching, forever waiting, forever keeping the darkness at bay simply by being the greater darkness that lurked in the light. Sometimes the greatest heroes are the ones who agree to remain villains in everyone else's story, and humanity unknowingly had become the greatest heroes of all.